Mrs. Johnston back for Knowledge and Science Time. Let's review what we have already learned. We learned about food products that come from animals. Some of the food products we get from cows, sheep, pigs, and chickens. We get milk, eggs, cheese, beef, pork. Now we're going to learn about the food that comes from crops grown on farm. Remember back to Unit 4, we learned all about plants. Crops are plants raised and harvested for food. Think of your favorite food. Do you know where the food comes from? Is your favorite food, does it come from a plant or an animal? Today's story is called All Kinds of Crops. Not all farmers raise animals. Some farmers grow crops or produce. Listen carefully to learn more about where some of your favorite foods come from. In the last several read-alouds, you learned a lot about different kinds of animals that might live on a farm and the things they need. You've seen that on my farm there are cows, chickens, pigs, and sheep. I spend a lot of time taking care of the animals, providing them with food and shelter, protecting them, and then getting milk, eggs, wool, and meat. I have mentioned before that I planted and harvested crops of wheat and corn on my farm, some of which I feed to my animals. I also raise these crops as well as others, like cucumbers, beans, and carrots, for my family and other people to eat. This picture shows some of the kinds of foods that different farmers grow. Can you name the fruits and vegetables that you see in this picture? How many of you noticed cauliflower or pears, potatoes, carrots, green onions, garlic, mushrooms, red peppers, yellow peppers, broccoli, apples, grapes? I don't grow all of these things on my farm. Grocery stores buy fruits and vegetables from many different farmers, so that when you go to the store, you have a wide variety of fruits and vegetables from which to choose. You will find these fruits and vegetables in the produce section at the grocery store. Most produce is grown on a farm. The various fruits and vegetables are brought to the store after they are harvested or picked from the plants that produce them. Produce refers to the parts of the plant that we eat. The nice thing about vegetables is that you can eat as much as you want. Nobody is going to tell you not to eat carrots, green beans, cabbage, celery, green peppers, or lettuce. And let's not forget broccoli. I love to eat vegetables, and I hope you do too. You should also eat at least 2 or 3 fruits every day. Did you know tomatoes are actually fruits? I like to pick fresh tomatoes and eat them like you eat an apple. So good. One crop that I grow is field corn. I use most of the field corn that I grow to make feed for the animals on my farm. But I also grow sweet corn and sell some of it at the local market each summer because many people like to eat corn too. The farmer who lives next to me grows potatoes on her farm. This picture shows a crop of potato plants. But even if you look closely at this picture, you won't see any of the potatoes. That's because the potatoes are actually part of the roots of the potato plant. So where do you think the potatoes are? Did you say underground or in the soil? I am sure that you remember that roots grow underground. So the potatoes are under the soil. All plants have roots. Plants use roots to take in water and nutrients from the soil and to keep them planted firmly in the earth through wind and rain. Not all plants have edible roots, but potato plants sure do. Edible means that it is fit to eat. Farmers have to dig up the potatoes in order to harvest them. Can you think of some different ways that you like to eat potatoes? Did you say mashed, sliced, baked? Do you like baked potatoes or mashed potatoes? And did you know that potato chips and French fries start out as potatoes too? Carrots, radishes, and beets are all root vegetables as well. How do you think farmers harvest these vegetables? Did you say that they have to dig up the ground and pull out the green part, the stem, to remove the vegetable part, the root? In addition to growing fruits and vegetables, farmers may grow other types of crops. You may remember that I also grow wheat that I use to feed the animals on my farm. You might be surprised to learn that people also eat wheat, though we don't eat it in exactly the same form as farm animals do. Once the wheat is harvested, it is then processed and prepared in different ways before people eat it. Some farmers also grow other grains like oats and rice that are harvested and processed for people to eat. Grains are plants that have seeds that are used to make food. If you eat cereal for breakfast each morning, you are probably eating wheat, oats, or rice grains. The next time you eat cereal, look at the box that it came in to find out what kind of grains you are eating. Many breakfast cereals are made with whole grains, which are healthy. Sometimes the grain is made into flour. The flour is then used in different recipes to make food like breads, muffins, cookies, and even spaghetti. I am proud to be one of the farmers who grow crops that become food for you. Why are crops important? Did you say they provide the food we eat? What kind of crops do farmers grow that are sold for food for people? Did you respond with farmers grow fruits, vegetables, and grains for people to eat? Why do farmers grow crops? Did you remember that farmers grow crops to feed the animals and people? So, what is produce? Did you remember that produce means fresh fruits and vegetables? How would your life be different if farmers didn't grow crops? Did you say something along the lines of, if farmers didn't grow crops, we wouldn't have produce or foods made from fruits, vegetables, and grains? I hope that you enjoyed our story in learning about the different kinds of crops that farmers plant and produce and how they become different types of food that we all eat and enjoy.